Welcome everybody to Bulls Without Borders, Red Summit 12. Man, we're here. Everybody, I am absolutely fucking stoked to be here with the gentleman. Neill is on his way. He will be here. However, for now, these are the boys. First of all, we got Haize. Haize, I had to introduce you first, my man. It was very important because I didn't want to be, accused of anything this week. So, but if anybody who doesn't know Haize, you're living in under a rock because the man is the host of the Chicago Bulls Central podcast, as well as the Chicago Sports Central Network. Haize, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good, but listen, you feel like you gotta introduce me first. It's just reverse racism. It doesn't do anything. It's still just reverse racism. Now you have to do it so that people like it's reverse racism. That's what that is.
That is not a thing. That doesn't exist.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. Just not by you because you're legitimately not a racist. But no, it's a thing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah. I guess I see what you mean. Them old white ladies who are like super over the top about trying not to be racist, but you could tell like that's because you are racist. Okay. I get it. Fair enough. Troy, my man from Australia, how are you doing today, brother? He's the front man for the Whole Lotta Bull podcast, as well as this whole lot of NBL still. Is that still a thing? No.
Gone.
NBL fans, what are you doing? You should have been tuning in for that. That's messed up. But everybody, how you doing, Troy?
I'm good, mate. Nice and early here on a beautiful Saturday morning down here in my beautiful city of Adelaide. So I'm ready to get into it.
Hell yeah! I can't wait to visit Adelaide someday. This shit looks so pretty out there. And
gorgeous.
then to my six, I've got the man himself, Jordan Guilty, the runner of the Bulls HQ Discord server, by far the most like popular and like frequently used Bulls Discord server, as well as he writes for Bulls on Tap, writing great articles. Man, like he just broke some news about the new teams the other day. I thought that was awesome.
Oh yeah, the Kobe White trade when he got amended because he failed his physical, got like 25K views. It fucking meant a lot.
I seen something else about expansion.
Oh yeah, the NBA, I didn't really break that news. That was just me writing about it. But
okay.
Possibly might have two teams coming to the league this summer expanding.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you, man.
Hammond, Indiana could use a team. I'm just kidding. Don't do it.
You seen that tweet that reshared? They said Chicago needs a team. That's crazy. They said we need an expansion team. Yeah, they said because what we got right now is a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, we're playing like an expansion team, so there's that.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy. I won't lie that I think it'd be cool just to have a second team, but don't do that shit because the Bulls aren't a team. I don't know. It could be a lot worse. We could be the Washington Wizards, man. I mean, come on.
We're not that far off. They may be better than us right now.
They better. They better.
Yeah, because they traded for a superstar that's good or that plays half the season, and then another one that is a superstar, Trae Young. I don't know. I have opinions. But I don't know what they're doing. I thought they were doing a youth movement. Now they're old as shit. Like, what's going on over there? I don't know. We ain't talking Wizards basketball, though. So we're gonna, Neill, what are you doing commenting in here, bro? Get your ass in the game. Just kidding. He's driving. Don't drive and text Neill. You gotta be safe.
Neill isn't. Neill owns a brothel, and he's getting everybody together to just, gotta make sure sometimes you gotta make sure that the business is taken care of. That's all I can say.
That's right.
You saying that he's he's a
Neill is a pimp. You look at that. Put his face back on. You trying to tell me that don't look like a pimp? That's a pimp right there. Come on now. That is a pimp right there.
That's an old school player.
Please don't see this. I hope his wife don't see this, but that'd be his top. What do they call it? Top.
No. Okay, we're not gonna put the wife in the joke. Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Taking it too far.
Okay. I was trying to say that she was the top dog, though. You know what I'm saying? Like she's running it, but my bad. Okay, see, there we go. Neil's playing into it.
That's Gator. Gator don't take no shit, Neill.
Gator don't take no shit.
Gator ain't never take no shit.
These bitches ain't figured out.
Is Neill gonna have to smack a bitch?
Think about fucking Butters too. Like Butters is when he's running the kissing program.
Yeah,
oh my god, it's classic.
Butters is top bitch, Butters bottom bitch or some shit.
Yes. Man, South Park goated, super goated show.
Absolutely.
Also, real quick before we go on to what we're going to talk about in the show, also tomorrow, because I'll forget later, we are releasing a very special recorded episode of Bulls Without Borders. The crew will be sitting down, I think, minus, I don't think Haize is going to be able to make it, but, and I know that Guilty will be there for half of it, but
Mhm.
the rest of it, me and Troy and Neill will be, and then Guilty for some, will be sitting down with Zachary, was it Draves? I don't want to say it wrong. Yeah, Zachary Draves. He is a writer, reporter for Clutch Points, a credentialed media member of the Chicago Bulls.
Mhm.
He came to Guilty. Guilty knew exactly what to do. I mean, what was the
Do
question
that
that he asked?
assist.
Guilty?
He just
On
came in
them
the
logs,
Discord.
like Jason
He
Kidd.
came. Yeah, that's right, Troy. No, he just came in the core, and like we tell everybody, for any creators that come into the core, man, it's a huge networking hub. So when he came in, he asked if anyone in the core like did pods, or he was really interested in doing podcasts. So I knew at the time, that you were starting out Bulls Without Borders, you, Troy, and Neill, and Haize. And so I told him, like, oh, it's the perfect group we have in here for that. If you're trying to get out there and get active, Bulls Without Borders is the place to go. And then I saw you guys
Bang.
connect, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Hell yeah, yeah. We've been trying to connect with Zach for a minute here, but finally we were able to. He was real busy. We were real busy, and
Mhm.
but it's finally coming together. We're releasing tomorrow. It'll be released first thing in the morning, and because we're
Yeah.
recording later tonight, so gonna be
Yes, sir.
really cool to sit down, with a real reporter. We're gonna be asking him
Yeah.
questions. I'm sure he's got a couple questions for us, and that'll be a good time, man. That will be a little bit probably more PG. In fact, I say a little bit. We'll be more buttoned up. We're gonna be professional. We're sitting down with someone who's not as
Yeah.
crazy as we are, but for the crazy stuff, that's what we're here for tonight. That's what you're here for, watching right now. And you know what? We're gonna address it. We're gonna address the elephant in the room, and
Mhm.
Watermelon in the room.
we're gonna address the watermelon in the room, according to Haize. Man, so it seems like there was last week we made some comments on the show about negativity, and I'll own it. I started off the conversation. That's on me. I said, people that are really negative, blah blah blah. So, anyways, we proceeded to all make comments, right? And so, with that said, it seemed to piss some people off, the content of the conversation that we had, whether people name names or not. We all were here and we all made our own calls. I will say that we all come together for Bulls Without Borders. Before I go around the horn here, we also and we do support each other. Don't get me wrong, but we're also all our own people at the end of the day as well, right? We all have our own opinions. It
Mhm.
just so happens that we tend to all think alike a lot of the time, but we don't talk about that before the show. We don't talk
Mhm.
like we are all coming on individually, and we are all coming here with our own individual opinions. And the show is marketed as a raw, genuine, honest podcast. We're live as well. Like, we're not editing anything. This is our honest opinion. It comes straight off the cuff with no preparation other than knowing what we're going to talk about topic wise.
Mhm.
So while we all support each other and nobody's going to, disrespect anyone else's opinion from like a disrespectful standpoint, we also, all have our own opinions, and that's fine. Like, we're all grown men, and I'm not going to
Mhm.
stop anybody on this show from saying what they want to say about whatever we're talking about. And last week it happened to be about some negativity, about overwhelmingly negative. I think that's also a little bit lost in the conversation. We're talking about people that are very overwhelmingly negative, not people that just criticize the team. That's fine. We all do that. Every single one of us in this episode uh, criticizes the Chicago Bulls, some more than others. We're talking about the people that we're not finding nuance in their basketball discussions, that were just very negative all the time. So, without further ado, we are all here to address this situation in our own way and give our own individual feelings about what happened and about how we feel. And then we're going to move on and never talk about it again. Because, frankly, the whole fact that this was dramatic at all is overblown and stupid, in my opinion. So, I'll have some final thoughts on this. But first, I'll go around the horn. Haize, my man. Take it away.
All right, this is the first thing that I want to say, and we'll see where this goes. The first thing that I want to say, if anybody listens to this podcast and you feel offended by anything that's said here, check your feelings at the door, because we're not here to make anybody feel like anything, good or bad. And the fact of the matter is that if this is our fan base as well, this is our community as well. If we want to talk about people that we feel are being negative in regards to that, that's what that is. Now, I said some harsh comments in regards to Ricky O'Donnell, and I don't apologize for any of that. None of it. I feel that way. I don't like him as a person. I don't like his voice, and I don't like him podcasting. Now, there were some things said about some other people that weren't as personal, that felt a way about it. And if anybody knows me, everybody knows I don't give a damn how you feel. And the problem wasn't necessarily that the person that was mentioned in Matt Peck felt away. Like, whatever. Matt Peck's going to say what he's going to say. It is what it is. I even said on that episode, it's no disrespect to him as a person. It's his content lately has been negative. If he feels a way about that, we can discuss it. If not, it's cool. But the problem that I have with this is that the people who weren't mentioned, and that's the person that I'm not going to name because it's not worth it, that then got offended by it and made it go bigger than what it is, because they have a voice in the community and they felt like whining and bitching about that at that point in time. And I got that. What I got to say to that is, if you aren't mentioned by something, then shut the fuck up about it. Like, that's all. The people who are mentioned, if they have a problem with it, they have the right to come and address it the way that they see fit. But the fact is that if we are going as a community to talk about the Bulls community, both on the court, off the court, everything, some of that's going to, there's going to be times where I'm not here that Phil may say, hey, Haize was tripping about this take. Am I going to get offended by that? No. Is Bulls Without Border about drama? No. But it is about honest Bulls fan and Bulls talk. And if y'all in the comments bring something up and you want to hear our opinion on it, guess what? We're going to give our opinion on that. Anybody who feels a way about something that's said on the show, that's on you to deal with. That's not on us to stop it. That's not on us to anything to be done here. If we push the line, let the people on the panel say that we pushed the line. But otherwise, all that other shit, to me, y'all know. I came the second episode of me ever podcasting on the Bulls, I went at Tim Legler. Like it just is what it is. Like, if you say something stupid and you say it publicly, guess what? You have the right. People are going to have opinions on that, and people who have platforms are going to have the right to talk about that. Listen, I'm the one who said that Alex Caruso, the Bulls shouldn't have signed Alex Caruso. You know how much that got clipped? And I was just starting off as a podcaster. We all are going to be wrong about something. The problem is, in this community, is that we know that the state of this team is not in the best place. But people use that to then justify every single other complaint that they have on this team, and that's not the way that logic works. That's not the way the conversation works. And so, you know, it is an overwhelming negative part. And guess what? The fans are talking about it. The people are talking about it. The people that consume Chicago Bulls content are tired of it. A portion of them is. Now, there are also a portion of it that feel the same way, and they have the right to that too. And you're going to get that voice respected on this podcast too. But I say all this to say, and I'm going to shut up for a while, let everybody else talk, and I stand by this. If something is said about Bulls Without Borders that you feel a way about, fuck your feelings. That's what I got to say about it. That's my standpoint on it. There you go.
And, you know, before I pass the ball to Troy here, I will say that, and, you know, you can disagree with me if you don't think this or if you don't feel this way. I would say that anybody that has a problem with something that we say, you are more than welcome to come on the show and talk about it. No? I mean, Haize, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, absolutely. Absolutely. And
like
I said, I want to be clear here. And this isn't about CHGO. And this is the thing that I hate that everything gets. We said nothing about Big Dave. We said nothing about Will. Those are two completely different entities. We got to stop saying it like, yes, they are all on CHGO. They are all their own individual people. That's another thing. It's not about CHGO. I want to make that clear too. It's not about that, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm going to have some final thoughts at the end here, but go ahead. Troy, your turn, man.
Yeah, like last week I said some shit about Ricky O'Donnell, and like Haize, I fucking stand on it. I can't stand that guy. His voice is fucking annoying as hell. Every time I was listening to his podcast with his partner, it's always like, "Hey, I'm Ricky O'Donnell. The bull fuck, and I hate what they're doing. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time." Like, that's basically all their podcast, like that podcast, as far as I'm concerned. And I stopped listening to it years ago because I got fucking sick of this shit. And every time I see shit that's I don't follow Ricky O'Donnell on Twitter because I can't stand his opinion, but I only see it when it's retweeted by other people that I do follow. And it's like, oh, dude, will this guy just shut the fuck up? Because I can't stand this guy. Now, as far as Matt Peck, Matt Peck is the first podcast person I ever listened to when I got into listening to podcasts. And I got mad love for that guy. He's my OG. I was even listening to Matt Peck before I was listening to Haize. Like that's how, and I think maybe I was listening to Haize maybe a couple of months after I started listening to podcasts. But Matt Peck, I mean, I've got no issue with Matt Peck. I don't know him as a person, and fine, I don't know Ricky O'Donnell as a person either. But like, Matt Peck has always been supportive towards me as well. It's just his opinion at times with his negativity and the hat throwing, and going back to the Boylan era, yeah, absolutely. Like I was fully on board, but some of the stuff he says, his basketball opinion, that's one thing, and yeah, I can't lie. I stopped listening to this show.
I'm sorry. The person who calls people gidiots that actually support Josh Giddey can't talk about anybody being that. I'm sorry. I just interjected. Like, keep going.
Great point though, Haize. Like calling people gidiots because people like me who supported my fellow Australian, or actually just believe, or regardless of the fact that he's from Australia and that's why I support the guy. The guy's a damn good player, and fine, yes, he's got his flaws, but so does every other fucking player in basketball history. Like, there's no perfect player. And yes, did Giddey have a terrible series against the Dallas Mavericks? Yes. But to say that this guy was bad at basketball because of one series is just fucking lazy and it's frankly quite stupid. But hey, as far as Matt Peck's person is concerned, hey, I love that dude. I don't like his opinions at times, but hey, if we would all have the same opinions on shit, then it'd be a boring place as well. But Ricky, fuck
Facts.
that guy.
Guilty here and be up right now. I just wanted to say too, real quick, is that I think most of the time too, although I'm sussing out here that for Ricky it's probably more than that, but I think most of the time we're always just talking about things here as we're talking about Bulls, who they are, like when we say talking about negative people, I'm talking about who they are as commentators, analysts. I'm not talking about their character, their person, like them as people. That's a separate thing. I firmly believe that. I feel like someone could love me, but think that my opinion sucks. And I think that there's a way to go about that, depending on if you want to still.
Why are both the black people on the same side of the screen now, Phil?
Oh my God. I'm about to switch them back. Holy shit. All right. Troy.
I had to cut the tension. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know. But yeah, Guilty. I think we're talking about Bulls, their opinions as Bulls commentators. All right, go ahead, Guilty. Sorry.
I mean, I feel like these guys all hit it right on the head. Like for me, I'm like nobody in the Bulls space. Like, I'm so new to everything, so I'm not familiar with like
bullshit.
All the different.
That's a lie. That's a lie, Jay. You're not a nobody, brother.
I appreciate that, but I just mean as far as knowing like everyone's history, like I'm familiar with Haize's work and like your guys' work. So like I don't watch the other guys enough to have an opinion on them. So like you guys know me, like I'm all about just showing love. So I've got nothing but love for anyone that's making content in this community, anyone that's doing things. Like to me, we have such a big community, and like right now there's so many creators. So for me, I always have to see everybody come together and collab. Like I would love to like you say, like have these guys come on the show, and like you just said, Troy, like there's a sweet spot where you can have different opinions. Having different opinions and viewpoints and perspectives is what drives up engagement and just makes fun conversation. You don't have to agree with somebody. We should have heated discussion, but at the end of the day, it's all love. And like for me, you guys heard how Haize started it off. I look at me and Haize like good cop, bad cop. If those of you who know ball, Dragon Ball Z, I'm like Goku. Haize like Vegeta. You know what I mean? Like I like to give everybody, but it all comes from love. Where Haize is like, ain't no love, but it's not evil. So like if you hear some rude things on this show, man, it may sound harsh, but at the end of the day, that's why this platform is so cool, because you keep it so real here and you can come on and have a discussion about it without there actually being any real hate. So yeah, that's what I got to say about that. But yeah, man, like as far as I stand, dude, like I got nothing but love for every creator out there. CHGO, they do a great job. I don't know Ricky O enough. I've seen some of the clips, but I don't know the guys. So shout out to you, Ricky. Yeah, just shout out to everybody in the Bulls community, man. Like Justin Talks Hoops, like all these dudes, man. Like it's it's not an easy thing to get up, and especially with this team. Like Haize had a tweet the other day talking about like he's made content for almost I think what over 1,000 days in a row. Do you know what I mean? It's like
Way over
in
that.
without stop. Yeah, man. And it's like good or bad game, regardless. Like he's showing up every day. So that's why, like I say, I'm nothing in the community because you have real creators like that who are getting up and regardless of what's going on with the team, how good they are, how bad they are, they stay objective and they show up to create content. So I've got nothing but respect, for everybody outside the show. Like I love these guys, but I got nothing but love for everybody outside here. That's where I stand with it.
Well, you
Can you guys just pardon me for a second?
What's that?
I'm just gonna pop out real quick.
Oh yeah, go.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yep. I think this way to skate out of all of it. By the way, guilty. No, I'm just playing. I totally respect your stance on all
I mean,
of that.
you know
bro.
me.
That's
Yeah,
who
like, I
that's
don't
who
have a
guilty
problem
is
with
as a
none of
person
these-
though. That's why he's
Yeah,
a
no,
good person.
guilty
Guilty is somebody who brings people together. I don't bring people apart, but I'm gonna say my opinion and how you feel about it is how you feel about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone.
I told
Exactly.
Haize in the group chat. I told Haize in the group chat, like, when I first met Haize, I'm like, man, this nigga be on some other shit, man. He be treating the hell out of people. Like, hey, shout out to Kilder if you watching this. Shout out to you. That motherfucker is something else. If y'all don't know who Kilder is, you will lose brain cells interacting with Kilder. But I got none but love for old Kilders, the educating ass. But we had Kilder in the Discord, and I'm telling you, I'm talking every time this man said something stupid. It was like the Batman signal putting out, the beacon where they had the bat signal. It was like, dog, if Kelder said something stupid, here would come Haize putting Delta ass. And I mean, in just the worst ways. And in the beginning, I didn't know the lore. So I'm like, man, why this man bullying this old dude, man? But then you come to find out, Kelder liked it too. Weird ass motherfucker. Kelder, if you watching this, you an old freaky ass nigga.
I
But
told
anyway, yeah,
you
you
day
did.
one.
You
Kilda
got
had a
humiliation
humiliation
kink.
kink, bro. I told you
Yeah.
day one, bro.
Yeah, notice me, senpai. Notice me, ass old nigga. So yeah, but anyway, I had to learn though. The more you get to know this dude up here, man, it's like the words may come off harsh, but it's more so it's just direct. And it's
Yeah.
coming like you rather have people in your life who are keeping it 100 with you and being direct and confrontational, but it's all in the name of real critique and criticism and self improvement. So like you rather have somebody keeping it 100 and being direct, as opposed to talking nice in front of your face, but talking shit behind your back. You know what I mean? So like again, like none of that shit that was aired last week was in secret. That shit was put out there in the open,
Facts.
and it's open to discussion. Like if you feel a way, have a conversation about it, or make your own reply back or whatever. But I don't think that anything here is said with evil intent. At least that's just my take on it. That's how I feel. I don't think it's with evil intent. Anything that was done here was just for fun, man. Like we're just having a good time talking sports and talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to ask you something, guilty, but I
Yeah.
before I do, also I want to say, like, for anyone to act like this doesn't happen in the sports world, like you're just so wrong. Like
Mhm.
there's like people have opinions about other people's opinions or the way they act all the time. You guys have heard of
Yeah.
Skip Bayless, right? Like he's literally stirred up
He
so much
Skip it. Hey,
drama.
Skip Bayless or something. Then he'd be stirring in his seat while he did it. He was on some other shit too.
Skip, come on the
But like
pod.
to your point, that's what made it so fun is that they had completely different personalities, completely different opinions, but they were able, like that's what made the show is those different opinions but it didn't have to become personal or hostile. So I
Right.
agree. And it happens all the
Um,
time, especially in our sports world.
And
Right.
don't DM me at 1:00 in the morning, by the way.
Oh
We're
shit.
gonna leave that there.
I did want to say before I give my final thoughts on all this, like guilty. I don't know if you're interested in sharing this, and you could tell me nah. I'll get to my final thoughts, but like, I mean, we what about sharing our anecdote, like how like what happened with us and Kelder, just like to give an example of like how you can have a difference of opinion or but then also come back together. Would you want to share
Mm.
that?
Oh, like the whole situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. So going back to the Keller thing is something that like kind of grew me up. It's weird how like the small things in life will like grow you up. But anyway, outside of that, so with that whole situation with Kelder just being a complete fucking troll, I would have Haize destroying this nigga on a daily, and then we would have Troy over here coming in right on his ass. And then Troy lived in Australia, for those of you who don't know. So Kelder's getting cooked in real time by Haize at 7 p.m. And then I would wake up at 4 in the morning to Troy coming in, like, oh shit, I heard what you say. So they would just beat this nigga's ass, man. And then you would have Phil on the same shit. they all be destroying this dude. So I'm thinking these guys were. I thought they were bullying this dude, so like I don't stand for that, man. I'm like, no, we don't gang up on people. So my whole thing, I thought it was fucked up. But then once again, as the truth always comes to light, and as I started to see over time, the reason they were so harsh is because apparently Kelder has a history of going into spaces and polluting them, making them trash, and talking mad shit, things that don't have anything to do with basketball, just being a fucking troll. So that's why, and that's what I say, where I'm so new to this space, I don't know the lore and the history. So they were trying to tell me no guilty. Like, we're not bullying Kelder. You will see, Haize would say, you gonna see over time that everything that's happening right now, this nigga, he deserves this type shit. And I saw it over time. Like, I saw that Kelder definitely does bring it on himself. He does say shit to drive and rage bait and drive engagement. So once I, started to work that out for myself, I had called Phil out. I called Phil out. I kicked him out of the space prematurely by thinking that he was on some bullshit. But when the truth came out later, I found out that Phil wasn't on any bullshit. He was just rooting for his team, and Kelder was actually the one that was being the asshole I thought these guys were being. So I apologize to Phil. It's just one of those things where, again, as Phil talked about, like, as things start to come out into the light more, it's okay to say, hey, my bad, I made a mistake, I was wrong. And now I'm on the fucking show with Phil. Like, me and Phil, I was ready to kick Phil the fuck out, like, out of any space and not talk to this dude. I thought he was the worst kind of motherfucking person. No, like, no bullshit.
You
but
put me on timeout too before you kicked me out. You put me on timeout for like a week.
Yeah, man, because I was like, what the fuck, bro?
I couldn't do shit.
But then, like, when the facts came to light, I felt so bad because the whole time you were right and I was in the wrong. But like, it's very, I think it's an underrated quality just to be able to say, like, hey, my bad, I was wrong. And I reached out to Phil and said sorry, and fucking, we worked it out. But that's the thing. It's like, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to miss. Exactly, man. Like, it's all love at the end of the day,
And we have so much in common. Like, now look at us, right? Look at us. Who'd have thought? Me, it's a Paul Rudd meme, right? Like, insert right there. But
oh yeah, you said, look at us. Who would have thought? Yeah, facts. Real shit though, man. It's okay.
So my final thoughts on this, right? And I'm going to try not to be long at all in what I'm about to say, but like, I feel like we all put our opinions out there, and if I don't, what I don't like is I grew up reading the Chicago Tribune, and everybody was pissing me the fuck off because they were always negative. Steve Rosenblum, shout out to that guy, because he was always pissed. He hated everything. We would be on a 3-game winning streak. The dude would find a reason to be pissed off and would be ragging on people. And I just remember thinking, like, if I ever work in sports, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be opposite. I'm like, obviously there's things to criticize. I criticize the IO trade, but I try to find positive things to talk about, even in the Chicago Bulls. Like, sue me, but that's the way I feel, and that's what I believe, is that these people do, like, a lot of people, I feel like we have a responsibility to be at least objective in the way we judge things and not be too imbalanced and not be negative for the sake of negativity, because there's a lot of fans, especially younger fans, that watch these shows in order to be influenced and do base their opinions on our opinions. I know that someone challenged me on that on social media. I'm not going to bring him up, but like, he was like, bullshit. People make up their own minds. Some people do, but what are we making these shows for if it's not to educate and maybe influence the opinions of fans? Isn't that literally the point of sports shows? It's not self-serving. Like, yeah, it's a job, but like,
it's for the fans.
It's for the fans. Like, so, we all do this for the fans. And so, yes, I have an extreme opinion, and I've never said his name on a podcast. I'm going to say it today. Matt Peck, man. I know that I've had words that I'm sure that if he's ever seen my content in the past year, he probably seen what I said, probably doesn't like me. He's never, ever responded to anything I've ever said. He's never, and I gotta say, like, my first experience with Matt Peck was the hat throw. I didn't know him before that. I've heard that before a certain point, he was a lot less negative than he is now. And so I don't have that experience with him. No, I don't. I know that Neill is one of my best friends, and he loves Matt, has great experiences with Matt. Matt supports him. I think that's great. You can ask Neill. I've never, ever dissuaded him from tried to tell him he shouldn't feel that way. No, I just said his experience was different than mine. Mine is that Matt Peck has never supported me, and all I know is that he's always been extremely negative. And the Gideon thing, it was hard not to take that personal. I would say I'd put my Giddy fandom against anybody. I got fucking his Australian Boomers jersey right here. Like, I believe in Josh Giddey. So yeah, he goes Giddiots, and I'm like, wow, you're speaking right to me, brother. Like, look, I don't think I'm sure he's not a bad person.
He's not and that's the thing. Matt Peck is not a bad guy. The Bulls have completely turned him on this team. Like, that's just what it is. And I said that last week, even in the criticism. I said the Bulls did that to him.
Yeah. So that's look, the Bulls made Peck that way. I get it, but there are some positive things to you don't have to be all positive, and at the end of the day, you could say that it's not good, but there are some things about this team to not be super over the top negative about. Like, find a little bit of that and give that to the fans too. That's my only thing, because I do believe that there are a lot of fans that are out here. Sal, our boy, is getting hate just for trying to find something positive to talk about. Like, why? That shouldn't be hated on. I think that's ridiculous. Making it sound like the fans are the problem. No. Like, Jerry and them being like, feeling like they're good enough because we're at the 8th seed. That's not a fan problem for going to support. That's a them problem. They got to fix the fact that they're okay with mediocrity. But fans want to enjoy basketball. That shouldn't ever be shamed. I think it's crazy. Like, and you also can't expect the fans to boycott one of the largest organizations in sports. It's not ever going to happen. People that shame, well, you're going to the game, so you're part of the problem. What, dude? If I don't go, someone else is going to go, right? It's crazy to me. And so at the end of the day, I don't have, personal problems with these people, but I do think, hey, man, I think that you're not doing the fans a real service, and I call it out. Sue me. Like, I don't
can I be
like
devil's advocate?
Yeah, go for it.
So I don't like I said, I'm not familiar with their content enough, but like for me, I know that I was for the longest time, I was a fan who was pissed off at like fans who kept supporting this team, because to me it's like it's not so much you're mad at the fans, it's I feel like you're trying to make a voice and hope that the front office hears it, or you stop support so that the front office makes changes. And I feel like that's what gets lost in it. I don't think people are attacking people who like is of course you're gonna love your team, but I think the problem is like people are saying, I know when I felt this way, I was saying like if we just stop supporting the team for a little bit, because these owners just want to see the seats filled. They don't care about the product on the court. They just want to see the seats filled. So if we stop supporting them in that way, maybe then we'll get some changes. That's where I don't know how Peck feels about it and like those guys, but like that's why I don't get mad at like if people are gonna make content and they're negative, I don't blame them for being negative when this franchise has seen greatness, though. We've seen Michael Jordan come through here. I know for me, we talked about it earlier on Bulls Without Borders, how hard it was to watch the team some nights when you look back at like the Derrick Rose years and Joakim Noah and like that team, they would go out there and compete. So like that's why for me, whenever someone's like negative about this team right now, I don't blame them. Like truly, I don't blame them. Like I applaud people like you, Phil, and like this whole pod, because we find the positives and the negative. That's a skill. Everybody can't find the positives all the time, and when there's a lot of negative shit going on. But like in the same token, I don't blame fans who are fed up with this team. Like it's just one of those things where it's not going to change until we're winning again. And it's not. I don't think it's a personal thing.
I do agree with you that like I don't blame somebody if they want to like say, hey, I can't support this team anymore. That's fine. But I just don't think that they should go. I just don't think they should shame the fans that still do. Right.
Well, I think the thing is too is that we got to establish the fact that it shouldn't be fans' responsibility to make a front office give a damn about their job. That's just not the responsibility of it. What I'm saying. And so, like, and I've been saying on my show too, like, if people want to show their dissatisfaction, I can't talk today. Want to show how upset they are with this team, with not going to games, not wearing merch. That's absolutely in your right to do. I want to be clear. That is 100% in your right to do. But you can't tell people how to fan. The thing that I hate the most about this job is when people try to say, oh, well, a real fan with XY. There is no one way a real fan does anything. There's
That's a
different
fact.
tiers of fandom, right? Like there are some fans that are casual fans. They're no less a fan than you are just because you're a diehard. That's just the way that they decide to fan, right? So like,
True.
so like the majority of fans are casuals. I think we all need to realize that the majority of fans, they have no idea who the damn GM is. They have no idea who the president of basketball operations are. They just know they're showing up to watch their favorite team and what the record is. That's all they know. That is the majority of any fan base. Now, with that, I think that we run into a thing, especially when we're unhappy with the team, where we feel like people should operate or move a certain way if they're real fans. And that's just not the way to do it. And I want to highlight this. People who think the Bulls dropped out of the top 10 of attendance once. They also Bulls fans put up a billboard. You know what that did? That didn't lead to shit. It took John Paxson to go to Jerry Reinsdorf and say, hey, I don't know how to do my job anymore. You probably need to get somebody else. And even then, Reinsdorf looked at AK, his new president of basketball operations, said, I want you guys to keep Jim Boylan on as head coach. That's how much y'all protest did. And that's be unhappy with this team, but have a realistic view. Us. And we all can decide. Every Bulls content creator in the planet could tell everybody, don't wear Bulls merch, don't go to games. That stadium is still going to at least be 90% full, if not more than that, by doing that. So stop trying to tell people what they should do with their platform, how they should tell people how to fan. Let's not do that. Like, I've been on this thing, especially now that we are like clearly in this tank thing, is that none of us are the reason why this Bulls franchise is what it is. Nobody listening to us, nobody watching us, no fans showing up to games. They are not the reason why this team is where it is. The team is where it is because they have an owner that only checks in on the team once every 10 years and a president of basketball operations that's made more bad moves than good moves. That is where we are. It's not fans that are the reason why we are where we are.
And you get people like Joe Cowley who want to go on Twitter and say, oh, look at all these fans in the stands are nothing but sheep. What the fuck is
he
wrong
just
with
mad
people?
Because there's more fans than hair follicles on the top of his head. Don't even get me started about Joe Cowley.
And he's a tiny little angry little man who's, he's got a small dog syndrome.
I know you're guilty as a fan.
Of who?
I know you like Joe, right? I was going to let you offer.
Hold on, wait. Let me stop you there. I don't like Joe. I don't dislike Joe. There's a difference. I don't like. There's few people I feel like
if
I
Guilty
like.
gets to the point of ever saying he dislikes somebody, it has to be Lucifer. Like, because Guilty will never say he dislikes anybody. Bro.
Yeah, it takes a lot to make me like straight up dislike a motherfucker. But no, like I just don't have a problem with Joe because like for me, my whole thing is like, if I don't like your content, I'm just not gonna look. So like I just share like his Joel Lorenzi, he's like a writer for the Bulls, and he posted a tweet of like Joe Collin listening to Vine off 1700. And Joe Collin got dancing and shit listening to Vine. And like for me, it's like little moments like that I enjoy.
That was what I seen. Okay.
Yeah, no, I see it like I fucking he get a fist bump from me for seeing that. But on the same token, Collin says a lot of fucking crazy shit. You see a lot of crazy shit. So it's just one of those killer things where like, look, man, you bring on the hate that you get, you bring it on yourself. But I don't got a problem with Collin, but I ain't about to sit here and say I like to do like, oh, I love Joe Collin. I don't know.
My
Joe
bad.
Collin. No, I like these niggas and Bulls, but I know y'all. I like y'all. I don't know fucking Collin enough to like him or dislike him.
Hell yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, just definitely don't want to see the guys that are trying to be positive. Like, I don't know. I also want to make it clear that I don't have a problem with any negative fans, like, because I understand that shit completely. I think it's the creators that I feel like need to at least be balanced a little bit, or you could still be more negative than positive, but you got to offer a little bit of the positive. I think, in my opinion, I think it's your responsibility as a content creator. I think
be objective.
Yes, I think you just have to. You own a little bit more of that. That's my. I don't. If someone's a negative fan, that's totally cool. Just don't be addicted to positive fans either, though. Like, that's fine. Like, we could all live in harmony here and feel the way we want to feel, even if you're negative or positive. So, boom. I think we've kind of spoke on everything. I can't think of anything else I wanted to say there, but yeah, just be kind and be good, and or unless you're Ricky O'Donnell, I guess, then that's the world of the story.
That man, that the way that he's been cursed with that toddler hairline is enough of a curse for him. You just gotta like that. He's leaving this planet with the same hairline he came into it with, bro. Like, you just gotta. It is what it is, man.
He's in the same boat as Matt for me, where it's just like I really don't like all of the negativity. I don't like ignoring positives when they happen because you hate the fact that something, getting mad at wins is that, that's
crazy.
kind of stuff that's crazy to me. That's where I get mad.
I mean, but it
as a
does make
creator.
sense sometimes, though. It also makes sense to me. It makes sense where they say like when you win, like those, no game is meaningless, but when they fuss up your draft odds. But again, that also you can't. That's so hard. You can't control draft odds.
You're gonna
But
tell
like I
players to lay
understand the
down.
argument. Yeah, hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no. I
That's my
understand
thing.
they say that.
I just rewatched the Bulls Without Borders, though, and like the one thing I'd say for sure about all that is guilty. You said you don't want to win at the sake of development, and that it was a great line in my opinion. Like you got to play Matas a bunch of minutes. You shouldn't be sitting him because you want to.
Yeah,
that's
man.
You want to win, and that's what you think needs to happen. Like no, man, Matas should be getting over 30 minutes a game. Period.
Yes,
End of
I
story.
agree.
So that's. Totally, I agree with that. But like, if the players go out there and win a game, I'm not going to be pissed about that.
No, hell no.
I think that's the what's the Herm Edwards line, man? You play to win the game.
That's facts.
Literally. But all right, we've addressed this pretty much all the way to its end. Oh, hey, Neill, what's up,
guys?
brother?
How long has Neill been there waiting?
I've been waiting there a while. You just left me sitting there. I don't mind.
That's crazy, Phil. You got to get that together. You can't just be leaving Neill out like that. Neill could have been in here, man.
I've been like checking, so he must have just got in there. Come on.
Yeah,
man.
I'm only here about 2 minutes.
Oh,
all right.
Hold on. Before we go, because I gotta leave soon, so I gotta get this joke off. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Go for it.
I just added something. Add that in there for real quick, Phil. That's what Ricky O'Donnell hairline looked like. He has the same hairline. That's Ricky O'Donnell's hairline. I stand on it. All right, I'll see y'all. I gotta go cook for my children. I love you guys. I love you, brothers. Peace.
See you later, Haize.
With the mic drop.
Haize, real quick. Do you have one guy that if you had to pick one guy you're impressed with?
Get this off the screen. I can't focus. I'm sorry. You gotta.
One guy that you're impressed with in the out of the new players, and then go ahead and get out of here.
Gershon Yabusele. Really impressed with him. I think that what he's been able to bring in energy at 6'7", 265 pounds, guarding Jokic for a couple of like he just brings something that we have just been lacking on this team a lot, and that's just a tough son of a bitch. That's what Gershon. He's gonna hit some shots. There's gonna be some games where he doesn't, but that's just a tough son of a bitch, and you need people like that on your team.
Yep.
Yo, boo boo. I love it.
Is that his nickname? Your boo boo?
Yeah,
that's
what it is now.
Sal gave him that nickname.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
Sal did, I think.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Peace, y'all.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
Yeah,
Before, I guess, do you want to say anything more than this, Neill? This was Neil's comment on the entire thing we just talked about. If you don't have any more than that, then we'll move on. But
I don't have anything more to add to that. I'm glad you put that up. I wasn't sure if you would or not, but I just wanted to make sure that my opinion was heard, even though I wasn't in the conversation with you guys tonight. I got caught up collecting my daughter from a teenage disco, making sure there was no stinky, dirty boys trying to hang off her, So doing my dad duties, as they say. But that's very much how I feel. And like when I did C-Reg UK and moving forward with anything else I've done, I can't thank them enough. The CHGO boys like Matt and Peck, they've always been great to me, and I've always appreciated them for that. And so I have absolutely nothing negative to say about Matt Peck. The only thing I've said this to him is I don't like the constant negative take, and I know that's where this all stemmed from.
Yes,
but personally, on a personal level, I have no qualms whatsoever. Ricky O'Donnell, on the other hand, I don't know him. I can't speak well enough about him because I don't know him very well. All I said, and I will stand by it, is I find him difficult to listen to at times, so I just choose not to.
Yep. Yeah, I feel bad. I do feel bad making fun of someone's voice a little bit, only because like they can't. I mean, he chooses the podcast, so it's whatever. You put yourself out there. I mean, if someone says my laugh is ugly, they'd be correct, and I'd be like, motherfucker, that sucks. But gonna try not to laugh now. I know it's like huh, 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 huh. I hate it. I hate it when I hear it back. But it is what it is. I'm trying to, at the end of the day, I think if people were a little more balanced in their takes, then they probably wouldn't get hatred. But maybe I don't know. We don't really want to have beef with anybody, and I think the whole drama thing was blown up, and it was called weird, and I think that's kind of crazy because we just have opinions. It doesn't need to be anything. People could watch the show. Oh man, I don't like that. That's like I don't agree with that. Cool, and then you move on with your life. It's really just that. We're not trying to beg anybody to stop watching anyone. We're giving an opinion. So that's our opinion, and individually, and we'll move on from there.
I guess we should move on now, because just because somebody wanted me to do Ricky O'Donnell's voice again, so okay.
Hey man, I this shit's funny, but all right, man. I just dude, I'd feel much more guilty if they weren't. I feel like it's poisoning. I use the word poisoning the fan base. I think constant negativity poisons the fan base. Some of, especially the younger fans, they go out there and they're like, yeah, I want to be just, my favorite podcast told me that nothing's good. And so when they see something good or someone trying to be positive, they're like, what are you, an idiot? Like, you're stupid. Like, we got to tank. We got to bottom out. We got to trade everything. Okay. It's fine for you to feel that way, but don't shit on other people for trying to find good things to talk about. Because, I mean, one of those things is literally healthy and the other thing is literally going to kill you early. So that's all that's my whole thoughts on that. But all right, man, let's talk some ball here. Where there he is. Guilty. All right. So
we go.
We hate. We just talked about constant negativity, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're probably gonna have to be a bit negative today because it has not been good in Bulls basketball. They have not put forth a whole lot of great stuff to talk about. We'll definitely find a couple of performances that we're gonna be positive about, but overall, the Bulls have been getting dog walked. They've been getting their ass stomped, and it's rough, man. So I guess we'll start with just the fact that we haven't been very good, and any general thoughts. And is there any particular player that you guys really want to that kind of moved you either in a negative or positive way? I'll start with you, Neill, since you just got here.
And we actually discussed this on our Sixth Banner podcast already.
Check it out.
Podcast, absolutely. And for anyone that hasn't seen it, I can go over it again. But the player that's really kind of impressed me the most has been Anfernee Simons, and I really would like to see him continue to play the way he's been playing, and maybe consider coming back to Chicago. But I think it's quite likely he could walk at the end of it. But as for negatively or has unimpressed me, unfortunately, it's the person I was the most excited about seeing, and that's Jaden Ivey. And I know that's a personally painful thing for you to hear, Phil, but unfortunately, he just hasn't looked like the player I wanted him to be yet. Anyway, it looks like he still hasn't got his faith back in his body since the leg injury, and he's lacking in decisiveness, and he's lacking in explosion, which were definitely the explosive side of him I was really excited to see. Now, the dude is quick, right? But we've also got that in Dillingham, the speed. So I really want to see Ivy kind of step it up a little bit and start to trust in his body a bit more.
Man, you said it, because it sucks that Jaden's not been able to really break out here. I will say, like, from a plus minus perspective, that's not scientific. Like, a few nights he was like, I know the night, I think it was 2 games ago, where 4 of our starters were awful in the plus minus category, like really bad double digit negatives. And then he was a positive and the entire bench was a positive. So it was kind of weird. It's like those 4 starters just were getting their ass kicked a lot. But, you know, from this perspective that he was supposed to potentially be a guy that was going to replace Kobe White, replace his scoring, and be a shooting guard to build around for the future, hasn't looked that way at all. I'm really hoping that this offseason, I will say we're probably going to be able to get him for a really cheap deal, which is nice. But he's got to, at the same time, like, it's not cool to get someone on a cheap deal if they just end up sucking. So I really hope he can find his form, because if we do get him on that great deal and he regains his form, he's either going to be a really attractive trade piece or somebody that we can really lean on as far as like being a piece that'll help us contend, because we're going to still have a lot of money after we sign him. That's for sure. Troy, how you feeling about this team, brother?
Well, before I get into that, and your camera just unfroze because for quite a while you were frozen on that looking up at you.
We had this, Phil.
Oh God, that's gross. Okay, well, my bad. Yeah, I don't know how to
thumbnail for today's episode. Apparently, looking for the future for the Bulls.
Looking for Phil of the future. Shout
Phil
out
the
Keely.
Future is a hard name, dog.
There's a TV show too.
Oh shit!
It was a Disney Channel show. But anyways, Troy, how you feeling, man? You got any positives, negatives? What guy moved you? Oh God.
I'll go with Paddy's guy being from the ex-Portland Trailblazer, Anfernee Simons. I think as I said on last week's show that he seems like he's a bit more of an under control Kobe White, what I mean by that, I'm not saying he's as good or better or nothing like that as Kobe, but what I mean is that he plays, as it sounds, probably more under control. Like he's not trying to do all these like crossovers, spins, jumping up and then trying to pass out of it, all that sort of stuff. He's keeping his moves like very simple and basic.
Mm-hmm.
And
efficient.
That guy's shot release is fucking quick. And that shot he hit against the Brooklyn Nets right in the corner with 2 defenders, man, that shot was nuts. Even he was laughing on the way back down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I think even like Stacey King was saying like he should do the Jordan shrug on that, because like how the hell did he manage to hit that shot?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Phil's playing musical chairs over here.
I'm trying to give you guys some shine. I'll hide behind the comments, or I can move my chair. There we go.
Oh shit! Okay, I see you getting loose, Philly. God damn, get loose, cuz. That's fucking.
That was a switch, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But yeah, like as like Louise has just said in the comment, like, and I think, you know, we've probably all brought this up, especially like with Haize on his show. Like, imagine, like when when Josh Giddey comes back from his injury, like how is Ant going to look next to Josh Giddey when so he gets to play more off the ball? So I think that's again what I said last week. Anfernee Simons is more of a off ball, more under control Kobe White. If that makes sense in what I'm saying, like I can just see. I can see Kobe in his game, but like it's more controlled and it's more off ball. Yeah. Whereas so I know, you know, Paddy's quite happy that I'm talking about his boy Ant, being the former Trailblazer. Mm-hmm. But just done quickly on Neill talking about Jaden Ivey, like I saw some of the same things as well. Like there was. You can see he's trying to get back to that, but at the same time, you can see he's still hesitant and not trusting his body. Like you can see that, like there was one play in, I think maybe his first or second game, that speed is still there, but then he has that moment where it's like, hang on, do I trust my leg enough to pull this off? And then I think the last game against the Boston Celtics, he was on that fast break, and it's like, okay, get your jets on and go, but then he kind of pulls himself back a little bit because he's not sure. He's still not trusting the legs. But you know, maybe he's going to need like another full off season, because I don't think he actually had a proper off season last year, if I'm not mistaken.
he was still recovering from the injury, so like he didn't really get a chance to strengthen it. Kind of went right into the season. So
Yeah, so
oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, like obviously, I think he's going to need another like a full off season strength and conditioning and working, basically just working on getting that mental trust back in his leg.
Feel that. I feel that. I definitely think that this offseason's huge for him. If we don't see him return to this, if the Bulls keep him, match whatever contracts, and he comes back and still looks like this, like as far as his burst and everything, that's going to be a bad sign. I think this offseason's huge for him, and we shouldn't discount what modern medicine could do. If he could really strengthen that leg and get confidence back in it, you never know. Because if we can get the Jaden Ivey that was averaging 19 a game next to Cade, it's going to be dangerous for the rest of the league because he can ball, dude. I mean, I've seen that man. He was supposed to be like the next Anthony Edwards. He really was that kind of player, explosive, a complete bucket. And
getting downhill.
Yes.
Well,
so
as like Patty would know from like Patty jump in the comments to tell me if I'm tripping or not. I think I pretty much used to like. Everyone knows I hate the Detroit Pistons. That's the Chicago Bull in me. I hate Detroit. Fuck Detroit.
Yeah,
fuck them all.
fuck Detroit.
Except Eminem. He's good.
Yeah, that's true.
But when it comes to, I hate the Detroit Pistons. But Jaden Ivey was the one player I genuinely liked. Like watching that guy a few times, I'm like, damn, this kid is good.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can see him get back to that.
Hell yeah. I was definitely, like I said, biased because we went to the same college, but, I can't make excuses for what I'm seeing at the same time. So hopefully he can get back to it. Guilty. What do you got? Any players that have moved you? Positive, negative, both? Give me
definitely. Just all of them, for sure. It's, as you guys have touched on, like I like seeing Simons, and what excites me with Simons is, as you guys have all alluded to and spoke on, it's just his scoring. And it's more so where we talked about like how Kobe is a little erratic at times. The turnovers are crazy because he tries to do a lot at one time, it seems like, because he's much more than just a shooter, he's a scorer, where I feel like Simons is a scorer as well, but he's much more of a shooter than Kobe was. So like we can depend on him. Like I feel like every time he puts it up, I feel good about that shot going in. And like you guys have said, like, I can't wait to see him, or hopefully we get to see him next to Giddy. Because I mean, dude, like Giddy getting downhill, drawing a double team, and you got Simons in the corner on the wing waiting. I feel that's a splash every time. So like I really do want to see those two play with each other, but we'll see if that even happens this season if Giddy comes back. But to switch it up, my favorite guy coming over so far, even though we've been losing, but it's just nice to see. I love Collin Sexton's energy a lot. He's a huge vocal leader. I mean, like his first game where they had him mic'd up after the game, where he played at home. It's just so good to see a guy out there communicating. And as Stacey King alluded to, Neill spoke about in his short for Bulls Without Borders earlier this week. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out, because he's going to talk about exactly what I'm about to say. It was just that Collin Sexton, he's talking nonstop out there, but it's all basketball talk. He's not out there fucking around. He's not out there, like, he is fucking around when it's okay to, but for the most part, everything that dude is talking about is basketball related. He's hyping the guys up. He's telling them to make good plays. He's even like hyping Patrick Williams up, leading Patrick Williams to be more aggressive, just being vocal, telling guys where to go on defense. It's just little shit like that helps a team, especially a team like this that's young. And I've loved Yabu for the same reason that Haize talked about before he left. It's just that physicality. That's why I think the Dalen trade, the Dalen Terry trade for Yabu was great. Because you get rid of Dalen, fucking. I'll hold my comments on him, but you get rid of his skill set and you bring in a dude like Yabu, who's going to actually contribute and has a big body to guard up against bigger opponents. It's nice, and having Nick Richards here too is fucking amazing. I mean, even if we're losing games, it's just nice to see a center on this team send shit away from the rim, dude. I mean, like, he got up for a block. Was that last game where he got up there for that nasty ass block? Yeah, man. Like, even if we're losing games, we talked about this on Bulls Without Borders. If we're gonna lose games, at least give me a team that I know is out there giving it their all. Like these guys, they talked about it. They're not used to running in Billy Donovan's offense yet. They're getting gassed. They haven't even had that much practice time together. So of course we're getting our asses kicked. But at least I can say that these dudes are going out there and giving it their all, as opposed to watching guys where there's games that we can win and they're taking plays off like Vooch, or you got dudes coming to the lane and Vooch is just fucking watching them. How Phil was frozen earlier. That's how Vooch will watch guys in the paint. Fucking just watching them go by. Yeah, so it's just nice. I like these guys on the team. Who knows if they'll be here next year, but for the rest of the year, for whatever, I just like seeing these guys go out there and fight.
Hell yeah, I love it. For me personally, I gotta say, if I had to pick a guy that's kind of moved me negatively, it's probably more than anything, it's probably Ivey. I was more excited for him than anybody. So for me to say that as a Purdue alum too is crazy. He just hasn't shown me what I thought we would see. I feel like I see it in spurts, but his confidence clearly isn't all the way back yet. And I look forward to. I really hope he can find it and stick around, because I really feel like he could be a steal. And again, this is a point where like I think this is something that you could talk about positive. If he ends up coming back next year, we get him on a cheaper deal and he's playing great. We have to give AK points for trading Kevin Huerter for a guy that's going to be our friggin' two guard of the future, Now, if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. It is what it is. But I don't think he's going to break the bank. So I think he's going to cost less than Kobe, even probably Io. So we'll see what happens. But I think that he could be a huge steal for the Bulls. So we'll see what happens, man. As far as positive, I really Nick Richards. It's hard not to go with him. I do love what Collin Sexton's bringing, but Nick Richards being a game changer from a defensive, like he's changing what people are doing when they drive the basketball, which is something we haven't had since Joakim Noah, man. Just somebody that can alter shots at the rim is such a game changer, and it's why I actually thought we might be better after the trade, after I watched a couple of games. But that being said, without Josh Giddey and Trey Jones, this team is floundering out there on offense. I think part of it is that they don't also know each other that well, and like you said, the conditioning part, because we're running at a crazy pace. But I think next to Giddey and even Trey Jones, this looks so much different because those guys are looking to get other people involved. Everyone else that we just signed, like Sexton, Simons, which, by the way, he's been really awesome too, and I want to be positive about him as well. But and Ivey, they're all combo guards. Their playmaking is secondary, and so I really want to see them next to a legitimate point guard who's looking to run an offense. Because a lot of times you see these guys, it's five guys standing around the perimeter. They're kind of like waiting. It's kind of like your turn, my turn. I feel like I'm watching the DeRozan-Levine era again a little bit. So they get in spurts, but then also when you run that kind of offense, you go dry for a long time. The Bulls haven't shot well in any game since they've acquired these players either. Like, I keep waiting for a game where someone or half the team gets hot. And it feels like every team we play is going crazy from some of it's defense, but man, people were so mad we lost to the Nets. They shot 48% from three.
Yeah.
You fucking play a team that goes 48% from three. That's hard to do. I don't care how bad you are. That's a tough number to hit. So yeah, you face someone that goes 48% from three. It's a miracle we were in that game at the end. It's a crazy number. But I want to whip through some of these questions. We've only got 15 minutes before we got to sit down with Zach. So want to see what the people are thinking here. I will say I've only got, I've got 4 questions. So if I got one from Noah, one from Pads, one from Pete, and one from Lewis. So if anybody that I did not mention just now did ask a question, please repeat it in the comments. We're going to answer these over the next 15 minutes before we get out of your hair. Appreciate everybody who did show up, by the way. If you're here on YouTube, please do leave a like and a subscribe. It's good for the algorithm. We really appreciate it. And also, if you're here on X, please do come on over to the channel if you like the show. Leave a sub if you dig it. We're here every Friday live from 3 continents because we all love the Bulls, man. One love, 3 continents, one love, the Bulls. Doing this with my hands. What am I doing? But all right, going through the comments. Do you think Matas can develop a mid-range? Personally, I think he can. I think he's already got a mid-range, and he's not allowed to use it.
Facts.
Yep. He can. The fact that no, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole again. Move on.
Facts. Yeah, you agree though, Troy?
I think he does have the mid-range game. Yeah, it's just Billy not allowing him to use it. But hey, he's still only 20, 21 years old. He's still got to develop that mid-range jumper as well.
That's facts. And I don't think Billy will be his coach forever. I think at some point,
let him use it.
Yeah, that's see. The problem is, right? It's like a lot of things. If you don't use it, you lose it. So even if he does have a mid-range game, if he's not using it, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's troublesome, isn't it?
I'm just kidding. Just kidding, you guys.
Revelation. Yeah. So if he's not using that game on the regular, even if he's using it in practice, it's not the same as game time, as we all know, right? And if he's not using it in game time, he's going to have to work that back into his game the longer it's out of his game.
Thank you.
Facts. So yeah, I really hope he's able to use his mid-range man soon, because I will say also, like, a lot of people are disappointed by Matas' season so far this year, but he's still a baby. I still think the fact that he's able to, there's nights where it still looks like he had a decent, like a not so great game, and he's got 22. And so like, I feel like when he's able to do that, it's not hard for me to realize or think in my head, like, when he gets it really figured out, this guy can average 27, 28 in the league easy. Then you add his blocks. He's got 29 games with 2 or more blocks this season. Like, if the Bulls actually become good someday, this is a legitimate MVP candidate because of the way he could block the ball and score. So I think that's the other part of this, where people are like, there's no hope on this team. Really? Because there's hope. There is hope. His name is Matas Buzelis. But
he tends to come in really hot as well. Sorry, Troy, go ahead.
No, you were first.
He tends to come in really hot in games as well. He has strong first or second quarters, and then he kind of fades back a bit. I'd like to see him come in with the foot on the pedal and not take it off.
Is that Martis doing that, or is that Billy?
That's the question. Yeah.
I think Billy definitely needs to step in. If it's modest, then he needs to try and encourage him to be like, hey man, you've got it going on. Go get it. Also, I'd like to see his teammates do that. His team, like, I know when I'm on the court with somebody, I play point guard. When someone's hot, I was always cognizant of that. I say, hey buddy, I'm coming to you. Shout out Robert Agar. That was my favorite teammate, man. We had a great chemistry. Went to the championship in 8th grade together because, dude, he and we were on the same page. And when he started scoring, I'm like, dude, I'm getting you some buckets. Let's go. You're about to go off for 30. And he did. I loved it. Good times. But, all right. Neill, does it feel good being in the number 1 box?
Yeah, because when I first came in, I was at the top, and then I got demoted again. And then I got moved up into the number 1 spot. So, yeah, it felt good for a while.
It's not the number 1 spot.
It is. That's why you always put yourself up there.
Oh, my God. You guys are liars. All right, here we go. Yeah, has anyone got eyes on college ball? Who should we in AK be keeping an eye on? I'm from Outback. Don't have any idea.
Shout out to Pete Powell for being from the outback of this beautiful country.
Is that like tough? Is that tough to be from the outback? Yeah.
Yeah. Almost consider it Neill. Almost consider, like, maybe Arizona-ish.
I'm always looking at my computer, so it does look like I'm always looking off the screen. What's that though? Sorry, I missed it.
I think the only kind of comparison I can make it to the US is a bit like, the rough areas of Arizona.
Oh, it's like Death Valley. Okay, that sucks. That's pretty crazy. I was stationed in Death Valley.
Maybe not quite bad as Death Valley, but a little bit.
It got up to 130 when I was out there one year, but yeah.
Well, Pete just said it averaged 38 degrees this summer, so ouch.
As far as the question, so I'll let you guys go. I know that I have to get more into it. I can't lie to you. Like, I've not always been a great watcher of college ball. I haven't had cable. Like I've been selective about what I watch. I need to get into it more from the beginning instead of trying to play catch up at the end. I do know that Cam Wilson's really, really good. I've watched some of what he's got going on. But you guys have we'll start with Guilty. Go ahead. Do you have anybody?
Yeah, it's the guy you said. I like Caleb Wilson the most, just for what I want to see on this team. The kid's nasty. You saw when he played against Boozer last week. It's just he has a mean streak and he's competitive as fuck. You know what I mean? Like he circles dates on his calendar for when he's going up against a team that wronged him or anyone that slighted him. He puts it on his calendar for when he can get his get back on him. So like I feel like if we really are going in a new direction, I want to start seeing us build that culture of just grittiness. And Caleb Wilson screams gritty. He screams it. But I mean, if we can't get him, it just depends on what pick we get too. So it's hard for me to. I don't get into the draft for me until I know what pick we have, because otherwise I feel like I'm just wasting my fucking time getting all excited about players. Like when we got Modest that year, I did not see us getting Modest, but I still watched. It was a surprise. So for me, all I'll say for right now is a guy like Caleb Wilson or even like a Koa Pete, just wings and forwards. But it's hard to say until we know our draft number.
Super fair. Super fair. Okay. Neill, you got anybody from the college game that you're looking at?
Okay, first of all, you've frozen again in the exact same position, which is hilarious.
That's fucking insane.
That's crazy.
I know you're back.
I wonder. I think I know what that is now. I didn't realize what was doing it. Now I do. Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
But as for college ball, I'm not the guy to go to. I don't follow college ball until it's getting really close to the draft and I start doing deep dives on players. Other than that, I don't watch much college ball, if any.
Can I say something, Phil?
Yeah.
Who asked this question? Pete Powell, come on our Discord because like you'll see our guy Pads in the comments. Pads is the motherfucking draft king. Shout out to Pads, dude. That motherfucker, he knows some ball. So if you want to talk draft, definitely look in the link in the description to hop in the Discord and talk to the guys, man. Because I like Neill just said, like I don't get into the draft right now until we know our position, but we got a bunch of dudes in there who are watching that shit all year, the no ceilings guys, etc. So hop in and fucking have a discussion.
The link is in the description, but I just dropped it in the comments as well.
Oh yeah.
So I will say that if anybody's like not sure about draft position, like we have the Pelicans pick, and that's probably like if there's one pick that you can feel pretty good about where it's picking, like they're gonna probably be the first or second pick in the second round. So you could probably, if you were gonna scout, you could probably count on us being in that 30 to 34. We're probably picking right there, and which is an awesome pick. I feel like people laugh at second rounders. Look, if you're picking at the top of the second, it's a first. That's a late first, exactly. Yeah. So
ball.
Hell yeah, you do too, bro. All right,
sometimes,
man. All right, we got. Oh wait, sorry, Troy. I didn't mean to skip. Did you have an answer to that? Or did you already answer? Because Pete.
No, like. So as far as Caleb Wilson is concerned, unfortunately, he's probably done for the season now with a broken hand that he suffered in the game against Miami. That may be the last we see of Caleb for this college season. AJ DeBanter, keep an eye on him.
Oh, yeah,
like he's projected to be Darren Peterson and Cam Boozer. Like those four guys, they're all basically going to be the top four picks. It just depends on which spot they all fall in. Like as Guilty already said, what I was going to say, come join us in the Discord. Shout out Patty, because he's going to be the one he watches that much basketball. I don't know how this man even gets 10 minutes of sleep. So
he's a sicko. Pats don't sleep.
He is
too much money.
He's not a sicko. He's fucking psychotic. That's what he is. Pad, I love you, brother.
PTP, Pad's the psycho. That's your new name, Pad. You PTP around this motherfucker. Pad's the psycho.
Don't sleep. Too much money to get. Holiday Gucci.
And wow. Paz has got something coming for everyone, so keep an eye out. I'm sure he'll announce it when he's ready, but he's got something coming, so keep an eye out for that as well.
Nice.
Love it. Where do you guys think the Bulls will finish in the tank standings, or are we going to the play-in tournament yet again?
I think that play-in.
I don't think we're going to make it now because it seems like it feels like they're actually holding Giddy out. Like I think they're actually like tanking, which is I've got opinions, but I mean I get it. I just don't want to watch this team flounder without a point guard for the rest of the season, but it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
I hate watching bad basketball, man. Like I could die after this season. And then what? I had to watch a point guardless team after the All-Star break for the rest of the year.
Fucking Rob Dillingham running point for you like a little spaz.
I don't mind him. He's actually
I love Rob.
Like he's actually been a positive on. I think he's a great example. Like against Denver and against the Nets, we were a plus when he played, and I think that's a great sign. That we lost those games, but he was a plus because he's an actual point guard. Like you gotta have a point guard in the game. Now he got his ass kicked against the Celtics like everybody else did. So
exactly, everybody, the whole league is their ass kicked against the Celtics. Dude,
they're crazy right now. We might have given them the championship with Vooch, and it's crazy because Jason Tatum's not even out there.
Man, they're gonna be fucking cooking when he gets back.
He'll be back too.
Wait, in the playoffs, he's gonna be back.
Yeah,
they reckon he's gonna be back before the end of the season.
I'll be honest with you guys.
Right now, isn't he, Neill?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're definitely he's on the ramp up.
He's coming, dude. I'm excited for him.
Yep.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, I think that we're probably gonna. I don't know. Where do you guys think we're gonna finish in the standings? I think it's not gonna be too much lower than now. Like we're at like the 10th or 11th spot. We have 14%.
We're at 11th.
10th at the moment. I think we can probably only get as high as 9th realistically.
We're currently 11th.
I'm looking at Tankathon.
We're 24 and 31, and the Hawks are above us at 26 and 30.
I'm looking at the reverse way as far as the lottery standings are concerned. Okay. So yeah, we're 10th in the lottery standings.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so yeah, we have a 14% chance to move into the top 4 and a 3% chance right now to get the top pick, which is actually kind of a dope place to be because Dallas and Atlanta in 2 out of the 3 last years got the top pick from about 3%. So I think I just did the research last night. 6 teams have had a 3% or lower chance since the lottery started and got the number 1 pick. So that's pretty good. So 16,
it's not going to happen to us though if we're there. Come on,
not with that attitude. You gotta put it all out into the universe, man. Come on.
Yeah, positivity.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right, my friends, it has been a great episode of Bulls Without Borders. We are going to let you guys go. Thank you for being here live with us. Yes. We appreciate everybody. If you haven't, please do leave a like on the episode. Please do subscribe if you haven't. And as always, see red, baby. Appreciate everybody.
Yes, sir.